Hey, good morning, everybody. My name's Zach. Thanks for watching The Mighty Electron. So, today I wanted to talk about a potential shift that I'm seeing in the auto industry and really the car buying process. So, if you've bought a car, you know that typically it's a very painful process, right? You either go to a dealership, in which case you're dealing with typically trained salespeople who are most often better at negotiating than you, or they're willing to use considerably more shady tactics. Rarely does anybody walk away from a car dealership thinking, that was a fantastic experience. I want to recreate that over and over again in my life. That was wonderful, right? So that's option one. Option two is you go to a private seller, in which case, wow, that sun is right in my eyeballs. You go to a private seller, in which case, you're looking at one vehicle at a time. It's very inefficient. You're surfing Craigslist or your local classifieds, and it's just inconvenient. Then Tesla comes out, and I don't know if they were the first ones doing it, but they were certainly probably the biggest ones doing it. Actually, I would say CarMax was closest to this in kind of the no haggle pricing. But Tesla comes out and says, hey, the whole process is going to be online. You're just going to order it like you are on Amazon. You're just going to order a car, pick your features, boom, bam, bang. Next thing you know, a car shows up at your front door. And people thought, man, that's pretty fantastic. And that works great. You can still go to one of their facilities and test drive a vehicle. But as far as the purchasing process, it's all online. Well, that works great for new cars because in theory, one new car is the exact same as the other new car as long as the options that you've chosen the same options, that kind of stuff. So new cars, okay, that works. Well, then along comes Carvana, and they're trying something different. If you haven't heard of Carvana, what they do is they try to do the whole thing online except with used cars. And by the way, this isn't an ad for Carvana. They're not sponsoring this. I don't know. But maybe there are other companies doing it, and Carvana just has stronger marketing. I'm not sure. But Carvana is the one that I'm aware of. If there are other ones, let me know in the comments. So Carvana comes along and kind of does the same thing. They try to do video tours of the vehicles, a ton of pictures, all sorts of stuff. And then when you buy it, they will deliver it to you, to your door, by the way. Or we actually have a local Carvana vending machine, which is kind of cool. Their whole deal is, again, no salespeople. It's a touchless experience. The cool thing about that is I think they give you like 7 days, because with a used car, it's different. Every used car is unique because you don't know how it smells. You don't know how the upholstery has worn, the buttons are worn off, or it's got a weird sound in the engine. And really, you don't know that until you drive it. So Carvana, to stop that, gives you a 7-day return policy. I think 7-day, 400-mile return policy. Now, interesting though, something I read in their fine print is that you can only do that 3 times. Now, I don't know if that's 3 times in your life or 3 times every 5 years or something. I wonder if there's got to be a reset button, because if you are buying a lot of cars, I mean, some people buy a car every 3 or 4 years, sometimes, and I can see how a responsible, realistic person, not someone who's just trying to work the system, would kind of get a car and go, you know what, this isn't as described. This has got a weird smell in the exhaust, or hopefully, by the way, that's going away because EVs, which we're going to talk about. But I wonder if Carvana is kind of going to be the wave of the future. I tell you, as I'm looking at buying a new vehicle, my trusty Steed here has been a great vehicle, but I think it's time to start looking elsewhere. More on that later. Subscribe. Yeah, I don't want to spoil that one, but make sure that you follow along, because it'll be fun for this podcast. Point is, Carvana definitely caught my attention because I love the idea of the descriptions and details seem pretty in-depth. So if you're buying a new, obviously if you're buying like a 98 Corolla, no, you probably need to see that car and take a look at it. But if you're buying, I don't know, say like a 2015 Tesla, or in the future a relatively new ID4 or something like that, man, maybe that's a pretty sweet way to go. You don't have to deal with aggressive car salespeople. And by the way, car salespeople can be wonderful. I'm sure their parents love them. I'm sure they're great people. There are some bad apples though. So maybe that's a way to avoid that. And also with EVs, since there's so many less moving parts, maybe the pre-walk around and the test drive and the smelling the exhaust. I can't tell you how many times my dad told me, look, you got to cup your hand and smell the exhaust. You can smell burning oil, that kind of stuff. That goes away. So I wonder if an automated used car buying process is going to be in our future. Let me know what you think. Am I up in the night? Is Carvana a scam? I know that when Carvana got started, they got some negative reviews because of the descriptions being not detailed enough, because people buying used cars and feeling like they didn't know what they were buying. So let me know, has Carvana overcome that? Is it a total scam? Is it a flash in the pan? Is it going away? Is it the wave of the future? Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot. See you next episode.